Hi, hello again. It's the third time I am saying hello for you from the screen. I did not plan to do it this way. I planned it weekly, but somehow because of the trip and because of all the feedback that I've got, it's just natural that I'll give you little updates. This time I'm not going to talk about anything very deep or very wise or anything of that art. I'll just share a little bit of my trip. As you see, the scenery changed again. I moved to the apartment or to the hotel to the center of the city. The city itself is it's interesting. The bridge is interesting, although it's really unique, I would say. From one hand, it's absolutely cute and cozy. On the other hand, it's absolutely crazy and makes absolutely no sense. Like big new buildings next to trashy garage like others. New shops of design next to some trashy garages. They do not think that passengers or people walking on the street need pavements. It's non-existent. Almost. Well, it's at least my impression. Also, sorry, it sounds again. I'm again sort of between two very intense streets, therefore sorry for the sound again. But there's almost no traffic lights, but so it's interesting. It's completely different experience, but I like it. It's every day you see something new and you're like, it's definitely a very good change of scenery. So yesterday I had a very full day. I met again with my new Dutch friend Kika. Hi Kika. She's from Holland. Apparently Dutchies are all around and I like it. And we spent a day, or half a day, in a specialty coffee place, and I got my great AeroPress of the local variety coffee, which is nice. I even managed already to teach and show the difference between their coffee and the specialty coffee for the owner of this hotel. This hotel is an adventure in itself because on booking.com it looked amazing with all reviews and it's all green and you see the colors and everything and art, and so I just booked it for 2 days without looking, and then I was brought into a really small room that smells like a lot of chlorine, which is normal given the COVID circumstances. But it says just one window going into the hallway and no fan, no airco, so it's a bit it needs, let's put it this way, it needs open mind to adjust. And at first I was afraid that there will be bugs or something like that. I maybe later show in the pictures how it looks. It's a little bit funny, but it's okay, it's clean, that's the most important thing. But the funniest of all was that I was reading the rules of the hotel that in English were written in the hand, in a written, and among others, besides that you should not be too loud after 10, which is all, it was in really big bold letters written that it's not allowed to bring prostitutes and prostitutes into the hotel. And I was like, where did I land? It looked so nice and cultural and so my bubble type of thing on a booking.com, and apparently this place has seen stories and no stories. On the other hand, it's really cute. Here lives a cat, here lives a dog, so I'm completely in my element. The owner doesn't speak English practically, and I am forced to brush up and remember my Spanish, which is again, it's let's put it this way, it's not very convenient when you need to get the hot water or do your laundry or ask for something, but it's very great for my Spanish skills. So that much. Yesterday evening, coming back to that, I met a friend of mine after many years. She used to be a girlfriend of my for that time friend, and she had my suitcase that I left 7 years ago in Costa Rica, thinking that I'm going soon to come back and live here. That is a story in itself, which is pretty funny, because the suitcase at first was with someone I know. Then he got a girlfriend who was furious about other women's things in his garage. Then they brought it to my other friend. It stayed there for several years. And when I decided to come to pick it up just now, the friend who had it left for Spain. So we had to do the logistics how for me to get the suitcase. And funnily, the only person that we had in common was his ex-girlfriend, and which my friend, which awkward enough. But oh well, it's one big adventure. However, I'm really grateful, and thanks Gina Gazillion if you're watching this. Yesterday she brought me the suitcase, and we went out for dinner, and that was so great, as if we for all those years have been friends. We just had the dinner, chatted away into the evening, laughed a lot, and I hope that we will still have a dinner on my way back to other place. So and then the evening came, and I came home, and I had to unpack my suitcase. So the mystery was that I didn't remember what was in the suitcase and why it was so heavy. I thought my scuba diving gear wasn't there. I was absolutely sure about it. However, first of all, we laughed with Jean that after 7 years it could have been rotten, the cockroaches could have been in, the mice, you never know. It's a mystery, and I had no recollection whatsoever besides the scuba gear, and I don't remember what was the other thing that I thought that would be there. My diving suit. So I come back into my already a little bit creepy room. I try to open the suitcase, it doesn't open, it's all stuck. And I'm like, oh my god, if I open it and some bug starts to crawl out, that's going to be bad. And of course, my imagination is endless, especially when it comes to thinking tragic or horror things. So I'm trying to open that zipper, and I'm like praying that nothing would jump out at me. So it was pretty funny. It was scary, spooky, and whatever. I was at some point thinking, what will I do if there will something crawl out? Because it was like 8:30 in the evening. How will I find another room, or how will I explain the owner of the hotel that I want to leave? So fortunately for me, I managed to open the zipper, and unpacking that suitcase was like going into the treasure box. I was picking one by one things that I remembered about only after I took them out. So there was no scuba gear in there, which is sad because I have absolutely no clue then where my PCD and regulator is. I found the scuba, how we call it, suit, and some other scuba things, fins, like boots and everything. But you know what's funny? Besides the clothing and some chocolate, I was planning definitely to come in a few months, because I even had granola in there. It's just like, how random is that? Like, and how much did I change? Because now I travel with a bare minimum, and even at home I don't keep the things. Especially if they're waiting a lot, or if I cannot take them with me. But in this case, I somehow had it all. I couldn't chunk even the balloons. But most of all, my biggest and best ever find, that was a little bit symbolic, because I'm coming here to pick my suitcase for my birthday to finish another chapter of my life. I found a bottle of good Moët champagne. So I was like, wow, I don't have to look anymore for champagne for my birthday. So it's going to travel with me further. And definitely on my birthday, that's going to be the drink to go to. So yeah, the mystery of the suitcase was solved. No drama, no big things, no anything. It's just that it has very weird smell, probably of the mold. I don't know, but I chunked most of the things out of there, especially clothing, because apparently now I'm smaller than I used to be, and the clothing is just too big for me simply, so that's good. I can get rid of that weight, and it's just the scuba gear and a couple of books that I am going to keep and bring it along with me, and of course that bottle of champagne. It's just now I'm trying to resolve the issue how to do the cleaning, the laundry over here, because that's another cultural shock. The owner of the hotel said she's not going to do that, go to the cleaning place. I checked the cleaning places, and I don't know if you're familiar with, it's not like in the US when you have like a huge washing machines and you chunk the stuff in there. It's just the people who are basically doing the clothing, washing the clothing, but in an old school way. You see huge pots of clothing, and I don't know, they're cooking them or doing what. But the thing is that my clothing is all like 30-degree delicate stuff. So I looked at the places, 3 of them around the area, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to put anything in there of my clothing. So now I need to think how to pack the stuff so that is not going to make the smell my old stuff badly. I'll need to find some kind of well-smelling disinfectant for the suitcase, and then hope that my Airbnb in the next place will have the washing machine. Otherwise I'm in trouble, and I hope that at the airport, and I'm flying tomorrow in the afternoon, that they are not going to say, what is that? Why does it smell so weird? So yeah, well, if they will, it's going to be an adventure. It's not the worst thing that can happen, but it seems that, as always, I cannot stay without adventures on my journeys. So now I'm finishing my coffee, which apparently, although the country is famous for its good coffees, it's not very normal or regular for everyone to drink it. Compared to Lithuania, the coffee culture here is very questionable. They apparently grow a lot of it, but the specialty coffees, they export to the other countries. And yesterday in that specialty coffee shop, I talked that the most coffee that they export goes to Japan, Taiwan, Russia, and Europe. And here around, if you go to the cafes, the coffee is like, at least not to my snobbish by now taste. But well, it's interesting to realize, because I'm coming from the bubble of the coffee addicts, the specialty coffee addicts, and I thought that everywhere here will be only cold brews and chemixes of this world or their own machines, but not at all whatsoever. You need to really look for the places that serve proper coffee, which I am probably going to do next. So the plan for me for today is 2 things. Scuba diving shop, because, well, that's probably not the secret anymore. I will be scuba diving, hopefully, to get some stuff that I really need that is very personal, is like mask, because I cannot, I have a problem using someone else's masks, especially in this COVID time. So I am going to buy my own, because I forgot, I had one in Lithuania, but I forgot it, plus it's the kind of old one. And secondly, to visit good coffee shops, and pack and find how I can wash my clothing. And another, why? There's a cat here. I got so scared. Come here, say hello. Eh? No, she doesn't want to. So also the plan is to challenge myself to try to record this thing somewhere in the public, because I have another episode coming up, more about, not about my trip, but about the food for thought type of. And I realized that I feel ashamed when someone is seeing that I am recording videos. So I really would like to do that somewhere in a public, like in a coffee shop, at least a little one, although that freaks me out to think about it alone. And I went today for a run. Oh, I almost forgot. I today got into trouble with the police. I'm not really proud of it. Maybe a little bit. I got into trouble with the police because, well, not I got into the trouble. The thing is that I went for a run in the morning, and there was a little park close by in the very center, and I was advised not to run further away. Plus, San Jose is a bunch of really wide streets with a lot of traffic, so it's not fun to run along those. And there's almost no proper pavements for the, how you call them, the walkers. So I took the park nearby, and then I just ran in that little tiny green area and around it. And while I was going around, maybe halfway, I noticed that the car is following me. And then the taxi driver started to whistle, and I did not pay attention. And then I kept on running. Then he made a circle. He started again to tell me, started to say something for me. I did not pay attention. Then I kept on running and tried to move away. He followed me, and I again tried to not to do anything, but then I saw the police just in front of me, and he passed me, and he like, and I was like, just showed the finger that we're not supposed to show him. And of course he got mad, got out of the taxi, started to run after, and I ran straight into the police. Oopsie. And the police stopped me and him and asked what happened. Thanks God they are speaking English, and I told him that he was harassing me. He was telling him something in Spanish I did not understand, but I told them that I just got sick and tired of him harassing me running in the park. And I responded to him, maybe not appropriately, but there is no reason to harass me just because I'm a woman and I am of the different race and everything. And the police apologized me, asked me if I want to write a complaint in the police. I said no, just leave me in peace, leave me running. But they kept him, and I don't know what happened to him. So am I proud of it? Not really. Am I a little bit happy that I gave him a lesson? Yeah. And I'm sort of a little bit proud of my mean strategy just to give him to the police. Was that smart? No whatsoever, because if the police would not have spoken English, and if the police would have not been so friendly towards me, I would have been in real big trouble, especially because I know that Costa Rica is not very foreigners friendly, because here if you come to Costa Rica, for the locals the insurance costs probably half of it, and requirements. If you go to here's the Jade Museum, which I wanted to visit, but I was very much shocked when I saw that for the locals the price is $5, for the foreigners 16 and stuff like that. So they are very clearly giving the message that the foreigners are under special treatment, and I'm not sure if that's a very good one. But anyways, I'm enjoying my time here. You know, it's something new, change of scenery. I'm so happy that I have the possibility to be here. And yeah, that much of updates and adventures for today. I need to finish talking and just go do things and discover, because it's my last full day. I still hope to get some interesting activities besides the chores of going to the shops and laundry and everything. So thank you again for your attention, and thanks for so much great feedback that I've got, even from the people who usually say, I usually don't like or don't comment or anything, but I really wanted to thank you that you're doing that, and sort of comfort me that the first one was not as bad as I thought. So thank you everyone for that, and I hope it's useful or at least enjoyable, and I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe. Well, apparently in every video that I saw of the vlogging on YouTube they say that, so I'm doing that as well. Apparently that somehow would help my account or profile, I don't know. So that much for today, and have a great day everyone. I hope it's full of adventures, or at least great things. And I have to finish because there's a helicopter coming, and I will not be able, you will not be able to hear me. So bye, and have a good day, and see you soon. Bye.